Blake Lively has responded to Justin Baldoni's video evidence, claiming that every frame of footage corroborates her claims. What? Girl, stop gaslighting us. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I'm getting angry that Blake Lively just pretends like we don't have eyes, like we didn't watch the video ourselves. Her latest response triples down on this, I'm a victim, must believe me at all costs. And it's really bad for actual victims of abuse. This is a scary thing she's doing. I don't understand what she's doing. And the public is not agreeing with her at all. I'm going to show you some of the reactions online from neutral places that typically would be Team Blake. This is crazy what her legal team has done. This is not the first thing. Let's go back and just reiterate the things she said before. When he first responded legally to defend himself from her allegations, she labeled it more attacks. This is not a he said, she said. This is not a feud arising from creative differences. So basically, he has no right to legally respond, and any response he does legally is an attack on me. Oh my gosh, leave me alone. And then she proceeded to do this one, where he then filed a lawsuit and said, this is just another chapter in the abuser playbook. It will fail. She labeled Darvo, deny, attack, reserve, victim, offender. How dare he play the victim? Says all the tactics that now Blake Lively is starting to do. I'm in shock. I'm in shock that she thinks we're all dumb. That she literally thinks she can gaslight us all like we didn't watch this video, that we missed something. I showed this video to our audience. We had like 10,000 people watching live yesterday, and my audience is predominantly female. 96% believed he didn't overstep. We watched it twice. We really tried to be fair, and as we watched it, 96%. That's high for one of these polls. It's very hard to get above 90 on a poll because the audience likes to troll and they don't always agree. To see that high of a vote poll is shocking to me and just shows the audience is not on Blake's side. So let's see how she actually responded. Are you sitting down? Let's read this full. This is the full one. I got all 3 paragraphs. Here's what she's trying to claim, okay? And I know a lot of you have watched the video. If you haven't, go watch the video. I'll put it at the end of this so you can watch it again. In fact, we'll play a little bit, but here's what they said. Every frame of the released footage corroborates to the letter what Miss Lively described in paragraph 48 of her complaint. No, it doesn't. The video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in towards Miss Lively's, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. Every moment of this was improvised by Mr. Baldoni with no discussion or consent in advance and no intimacy coordinator present. Mr. Baldoni was not only Miss Lively's co-star, but the director, the head of the studio, and Miss Lively's boss. The video shows Miss Lively leaning away and repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk. Any woman who has been inappropriately touched in the workplace will recognize Miss Lively's discomfort. They will recognize her attempts at levity to try to deflect from the unwanted touching. No woman should have to take defensive measures to avoid being touched by their employer without their consent. This matter is an active litigation in federal court. Releasing this video to the media rather than presenting it as evidence in court is another example of an unethical attempt to manipulate the public. Oh, like she hasn't done that at all. It is also a continuation of the harassment and retaliatory campaign. While they are focused on misleading media narratives, we are focused on the legal process. So not the truth. You're not focused on the truth. We are continuing our efforts to require Mr. Baldoni and his associates to answer in court under oath rather than through manufactured media stunts. So that's what it was. Now, that's the response here, which just confuses me to no end because you're playing love interests. Your whole job is to pretend to be into the other person, to fall in love together. And literally, this is the beginning of the footage, and you're directing it. This isn't out of fear of kissing him. You're already starting the scene by telling him you're actually doing this wrong. And he wasn't. That's how you shoot. You shoot against the light to create that silhouette that then looks cool. That's what he's doing. He clearly has a scene in mind that Blake doesn't. Now, he could have done a better job, I guess, explaining that to her, but I sense he has, and she just doesn't listen.
Oh, okay.
You never need to doubt it.
So now we're supposed to, like, this isn't appropriate that his cheek is on her as they're slow dancing? Like, what's the line here? She pushes herself in. Look at her. She just placed her nose on his chin. She went in and went in closer to him, and that's when he then, I guess his lips were so close that he just made the actor decision to very gently kiss her forehead. Because again, they're playing characters who are falling in love with each other, and there's this dance of this chemistry and this passion, and he wants the kiss and she won't give him the kiss. That's a whole part of the script and the movie. If you haven't watched it, you should, so you can actually educate yourself. This idea that he's crossing lines here or being inappropriate. She moved in there. Did you watch that? He sort of comes in, but then she pushes even closer, and then he backed out. I'm so offended by Blake Lively's attempt to literally gaslight us and tell us what we're watching is abuse, and that she's so uncomfortable. I mean, she's a damn good actress, because I don't see that at all. Sure, there's some awkwardness between them. There's some disagreements, but none of this. Nuzzling a little bit there. His mouth's closed. His mouth was closed the entire time. You can see it. We have eyes, Blake. You're grabbing his neck from behind. What is this? And then this whole idea that none of this was arranged. I want you to watch this little bit here. Watch this.
And then let's just do one almost like super close. Yeah. Can you guys frame up on the Sebastian on you?
Yep. Just let's do one super close, or my lips are about to touch yours. Yeah, okay. He then clears it up with her. She says yes. They continue to be intimate. And yes, he does get a little bit closer with his cheek on her neck at times. But all of this, as I'm watching it, and literally 10,000 people watched this yesterday, we all watched this and we're like, nothing in this feels inappropriate.
Lips are right next to each other.
They're both out of character. This idea that she's trying to knock him for being out of character. She's the one who's absolutely out of character. She's the one who's trying to direct the scene.
But I think you should start talking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Still rolling.
Once again, he's made it clear we're not going to kiss. Just the close to kiss. But then she's like, no, but I really want that talking. He's told her, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm going to get really close to kissing you, and then we're going to stop. That's the scene he's trying to get to. And she still has to delay the shooting by, no, we should be talking. And again, I've tried to clear this up for people who are confused. In slow motion, that looks terrible. He's made it very clear we're in slow motion. Slow motion talking would look like this. That looks ridiculous. The whole point of the scene, clearly, as it was written in the script, fans losing their mind in the background as they're transfixed on each other. That's the moment he's trying to get. And I don't think he did anything wrong, inappropriate. I think he got the shot, actually, a couple times. He did. They both acted well enough that the shot was got, for sure. But that's what's really frustrating me, is this whole idea that he's abusing her. This quote is laughable. She repeatedly asks for the characters to just talk. No, she wants to take over the scene creatively. Any woman who's been inappropriately touched in the workplace will recognize this discomfort. They're filming a love scene, and there's multiple other scenes they had to film. I want to go to reactions online, because it's not just me, it's not just the audience. Let's go to E! News. I haven't checked. I want to just open up E! and People. Is she for real? Blake, that video proves you got caught. Almost 1,000 likes. Regardless if she actually felt uncomfortable, she fabricated the details from the scene in her complaint. She has proven to be an unreliable narrator. Facts. That's a problem. She was ready to risk it all for her crush on this man. A lot of you have that theory. He turned her down. She claimed harassment in a desperate attempt to save the marriage and now her career. It's in flames, all for a Colleen Hoover book. Yikes. Have a nice day, everybody. Unwanted touching. They're actors literally filming a scene. The video proves her claims are false. If it wasn't a scene, I would understand. Clearly, it's a scene with a lot of people where they're acting. Well, act, not stand in place and do nothing. For a romantic scene that is supposed to establish love, because the next few scenes they will get married. Actors act to make scenes believable. Thank you. We all have to educate Blake Lively on how acting works. He committed the sin of touching her during scenes while acting in a movie as her love interest. Ryan didn't like these scenes. Look at it. I mean, it keeps going and going. If she was uncomfortable, why didn't she continue filming? I'm confused. She's so in control of everything else. She signed on to play a role where she touching, fall in love touching in DV. What did you expect to happen here? I think maybe this is not the right profession for you going forward. And again, people bringing up Amber Heard. She's making it so hard for real victims. This is insane. Then let's go over to People. People's usually pretty, on a neutral. And Team Blake. Blake Targaryen obviously is not okay. I'd rather speak to someone about my extended warranty than hear any more about this. No, it does not exonerate. It exonerates him. It's a background role of a film to be used as the falling in love scenes. Both are acting in love and dancing how they were supposed to be acting. Blake and Ryan have just ruined their careers. No one want to work with them after this. Blake Lively is the living example of Delulu is only Salulu. I'd like to take this opportunity to say the commenters in the earlier post who lost their minds at me when I said I should believe all women, when I said Blake was giving Karen vibes, you can kiss my butt. I thought Ryan Reynolds was such a solid guy. Now I'm not sure. Wow. How much did Blake's team pay you to misconstrue this headline? Whole world stands with Justin. And then what's so crazy, People Magazine, TMZ finally woke up to the truth and stopped siding with lying Blake. It's about time you did too. This footage corroborates Justin's case on being gaslit by Blake Lively's legal team and People. 100 million percent. 100 million percent. And that's the problem now. They've torched their career with this. It is shocking. I have a suggestion, Blake. I don't think she wants to hear it. She cannot accept any criticism. I'll save that for a future video because we got a lot more coming on this topic and more. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button, and tell me down below. Do you feel gaslit by Blake Lively and her legal team as well? Is this helping real victims? I want to hear what you think. Were you even a fan of Justin before all this? Had you even heard of him? I don't even mean that as shade. I just mean the fact that this guy's getting so much support from this story is incredibly telling. Blake and Ryan, this was a bad move. No one is too big to fail. What do you think? Tell me your comments down below. And have you noticed other people who are supporting Blake are being followed by Ryan? Is that a thing?